Biker Billy cooks with fire.
Oh! Good morning, afternoon, evening. I was just frittering away the time, yes. Twiddling the old thumbies. That's right. Ain't changing them turn signals on the bike. I'm just frittering the time away. Don't you fritter your time away, 'cause we're gonna cook fritters. Yes, that's right. Tasty, delicious things to eat. So remember, sit back, relax, grab a giant bowl. My quick salsa recipe. When we come back, we're gonna cook with fire. All right! All right, here we are, yes. You don't want to waste your life. You want to have fun. You want to really live. Get a bike. But if you don't have a bike in your kitchen, well, that's okay, because you want to have a little extra room to cook, so we're going to cook now. All right, here we go. We're making fritters today. Yes, we're frittering away our time, cooking delicious belly-filling, like mine needs any filling, belly-filling fritters. So let's start off with zucchini. We're gonna make zucchini fritters, but before we zucchini, we're gonna hot pepper. Yes, that's right. Beautiful anjo pepper. Look at the classic shape of this anjo pepper. This is a classic. It's beautiful, it's shiny, it's flexible. You just take here and you pull at it. Look how big it is. Yes, you rip off its little head. No, you don't need it. All right. And you ditch the seeds. Now, the beautiful Cordova. Yes, isn't that some kind of car from the 60s? All right, yes, that's not a hip mobile. So, no seeds. Yes, no seeds. All right, the seeds are out of here. Now, we're going to take this little baby and we're going to tear it into lots of little pieces. And let me warn you, children, I did this before the show. I tore it up. Then I ran over to the sink and I put the warm water in and I suds and I suds and I suds and I was sterile. I was ready to operate, but I touched my eyes and oh! Boy, wash your hands at least twice, because you don't want to touch no sensitive organs and get a burn. That's right. Now we take these, we're going to put them in a bowl. We're going to cover them with 1/4 cup of hot water, and through the magic of video cassettes, yes, actually, it's television. Here is a nice rehydrated pepper. But before we do anything fun with that, let's go back to the zucchini. All right, now, we're taking our zucchini. We're talking to the floor. We're looking high. We're looking low. And we're getting our wonderful magic wheel of torture. Yes, the shredding blade for the food processor. Steadily, we take the zucchini and we decapitate one end. And we slice off the tush. Yes, no top, no bottom. All right, now, take your food processor. Slide that little devil in there. And check this out. This is the feed tube. But you want to feed this properly. So take and measure with the pusher end of the feed tube and cut your zook into pieces that'll fit. Now, let me show you another trick. More than likely, they won't fit through the skinny hole, so you stick them in from the other end. Look at that. They're stuck in there. So load them up top, and we're going to shred a zucchini. Make sure, children, you let those blades stop spinning before you open that up. This is a dangerous operation if you do it wrong. That's right, it's a closed mind in an open kitchen. All right. Now we shredded up our beautiful zucchini. We'll rattle around down here in the magic oven, yes. And out comes a bowl, a wonderful mixing bowl. You got your nice little extra piece of zucchini. Boy, that is delicious. Good zucchini. Now, dump all that zook in that bowl. Take. Load up that food processor. Yup, get in there with the biker squeegee. Get that extra bit out there. Put that chopping blade in there. In goes those wonderful rehydrated anjos and food process. All right, now puree them little suckers up. French gourmet time. We break an egg. That's right, we break an egg and We don't eat the shells, and process it a little more. I just love it. All right, now we're going to take and add ourselves a teaspoon of sugar. All right, I fooled you. It's a teaspoon of salt. And we're going to take some, where'd it go? Some double acting, yes. That's 2 times for your money. Double acting baking soda. No, it's baking powder, yes. You don't know which one it is. Well, it's double acting baking powder. We put in 1/2 teaspoon and puree again. Now, let's see, what else should we put in there? Oh boy, I know what we ought to do. We're gonna add, so take out the little pusher, that's right, 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper. And I put the salt in already, so we won't double salt it and spin it again. Now, 1/4 cup of flour. Yes, a good old 1/4 cup of flour. In it goes. And now, check this out. A nice level. Look how level that is. A beautiful level 1/4 cup of absolutely. Ooh, isn't it nice? I can make that camera move anywhere I want. All right! A 1/4 cup of Parmesan cheese and puree it again. Boy, them little blades are spinning 1,000,000 miles an hour. Yes, now, look here at this wonderful stuff. We're going to take here, carefully get the centerpiece out. We're going to scoop this stuff out, toss it around with our wonderful, wonderful zucchini. And after I've blended it, when you come back, it's going to be fritters. So sit back, relax, and remember, don't cook with ice, cook with fire. All right. All right, check it out. Wonderful zucchini fritter batter. Ain't it beautiful? All right, now, that's not all, kiddies. We're going to make rice fritters. That's right. You always got leftover rice. Unless you eat like me, and there ain't nothing left over. So, what are we looking for? We're looking for something outrageous. We'll start with a hot pepper. Here you go. Here are some chipotle. Yes, smoked jalapeno peppers from way down south in Mexico land. They come packed in adobo sauce, so we'll put 1. And don't let them fool you. They ain't like no kind of gentle jalapeno. These chipotles are tough. Check them out. Chop them up. So you puree that little baby over there, and then what are you going to do? What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Yes, you're going to grab your itsy-bitsy bowl of garlic. Yes. Oh, boy. Oh, that's better. Now they smell fresh. Now we're going to take 1 level, check it out, 1 level teaspoon of garlic. Oh, what the hey. Throw in 2, even though the recipe calls for 1, and chop it up. Now, what am I looking for? Yes, eggs. 1 large eggs. Yes, children, we're using large eggs today. Now, watch this. French gourmet. Oh, boy. Here we go. We hold our little pinky in the air, and we take the egg, and we break the heck out of it. All right! Don't eat the shell. Puree it. Now, there it is. I got my salt. We're going to take the little pusher out. We're going to put 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Let me tell you, I said a teaspoon before. Only use 1/2 teaspoon of salt in the zucchini. Where'd they go? Where'd it go? There it is, my black pepper. 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper. And, oh boy, why not? Why don't we put in a 1/2 teaspoon of double-acting baking powder? And this is getting redundant. We're going to take another 1/4 cup, yes, of wonderful flour. Throw it in there, and what do we do, John?
Grind it up!
Grind it up, all right! Man, can you imagine how much trouble it would be if you were doing this by hand? Oh, boy. All right, now. Did I say what was I going to make? What am I working on?
Fritters.
Fritters, that's right, rice fritters now. So we got our wonderful fritter batter, and we'll just scrape the sides of the food processor one more time, and we'll give it one last spin. While that spins, yes, we grab ourselves a bowl. Now, I got me a cup of leftover cooked rice. This is brown rice. You can use white rice. You can use yellow rice. You can use any rice that you find is nice. Now, remember, recycle. Now we take the blade out of the way. And, look at that stuff. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that just gorgeous? I mean, the color of this is just so plain. And it's absolutely not vivid. But the flavor is outrageous, yes. If your house happens to be falling down and you want to put the bricks back, just take a little of this and stuff it in. It will be great. All right, now. So, what are we going to do? We're going to mix it up. Yes, sirree, Bob. We're going to look around. We're going to grab a little fork. And look, see how we use a fork? See, in my house, you can use a fork either direction. So you take a little fork here. You mix that rice in there. And believe it or not, kiddies, those is rice fritters. Check them out. Nice, delicious rice fritters. Now, what do you say? Shall we start frying some fritters? Yeah. Yeah, all right. So we take a heavy cast iron frying pan, the kind in comic books people chase each other around and whop themselves over the heads. Grab some margarine or some butter. Get it getting hot. Yes, getting hot and sizzling hot in that frying pan. Now, this stuff is outrageous. So you get me a little bit of butter cooking around there. And let me tell you something. Butter, margarine. Marge fries better. No cholesterol. Butter tastes better. And it's got cholesterol. Now, so what are we going to do here? We're going to take a tablespoon. We're going to let this get all sizzly hot. And this is the fun part. This is when I get to torture the crew. Yes, they smell the aromas. Now, this is like little bitty latkes. We just put some stuff in there. You put it, you don't make it too thick. We'll put some of that one in here. We'll put some of this one in here. Here's a rice fritter. Boy, this stuff is outrageous. Now, these little fritters are gonna fry. And I got a surprise for you. We're gonna cook another type of fritter, yes? We're gonna cook, well, I'm gonna keep it a surprise. Saute these fritters up. You can drain them on paper towel if you want to drain that oil off. You know, it's like changing oil on your bike. Or you can leave the grease in there because it lubes the tubes. Now, sit back, relax, grab yourself a King Kong bowl of my quick salsa recipe. The recipe will be available in a future newsletter, so sign up on the website today. Sit back. Come back, because when we come back, we're gonna
cook with fire!
All right! All right, check it out. Sauteing in the pan. We got some beautiful little fritters. But before we fritter away more time on those, let's make some more fritters. So we got our food processor. And what we're going to do is we got some beautiful, check them out, right out of my garden. They're gorgeous. They're just beautiful. Look at the range of size. Yes, you got your good big size, and you got your itsy bitsy tiny little bit. Yes, there! Cherry peppers. All right, now what are we going to do? We're going to take 2 beautiful cherry peppers, and we're going to cut their stems off. Now, if you use the kind that come pickled, make sure you rinse the vinegar off because we don't want the vinegar. No, sirree, Bob. Now, take a look over here. Look at these beautiful fritters. Fry them up until they're nice and golden brown. They're just absolutely gorgeous. Take them out, drain them on paper towel if you like. Add a little bit more marge or butter to the frying pan. Woo, boy! Now, and just throw a little scoop of that in there. Yeah, check this out. Be very careful. Scoop that stuff in there. Remember, hot oil is dangerous. Treat it with respect. Chop up your cherry peppers, and guess what? Drag out that French gourmet. Yes, take 2 large eggs. Now, watch this very carefully. We're going to break 2 large eggs. Oh, boy, we broke them together. Make sure you don't leave any of that shell in there. No, sirree, Bob. You don't have to be sloppy. But then again, if you are, so what? Now, break that other egg, get rid of that shell, and food process! Ooh, I'm having so much fun. Now, let's see, we're gonna take ourselves here a nice half teaspoon of wonderful salt. And let me just wipe the slime off my hands, yes. Now, half teaspoon of white pepper. Yes, not black pepper, but white pepper, because the color of it will work very well with the wonderful corn fritters that we're making. All right, now, what else goes in there? A half teaspoon of double acting baking powder. Now you got that all whipped up. You go over here, you grab yourself the half-cup measure. Yes, kiddies, a half-cup of wonderful flour. Throw it in there. Give that a little bit of a puree. Now, you puree that. What you got now here is you want to take yourself a 12-ounce can of whole kernel corn. The only thing is, you don't want to use the can. You absolutely don't eat the can! No, sirree, Bob! So, here it is. We drained off the juice. Just chuck it in the food processor. The batter is nice and blended, and all you want to do is mix it up a little bit so you don't chop up the corn. Now, take your spatula, clear the decks of some of these other fritters. Grab yourself a little bitty bit of marge. Make sure you get it in the pan. Now, don't do this at home. Don't get your pot so hot that it smokes. You know, smoking's bad for your health. Now, look at this. Isn't this beautiful, chunky, delicious corn fritters with beautiful, and I don't know if you can see it. We'll hold it over here where you can take a look at it. You see those little chunks of nice red cherry pepper. Get a couple of them in there. Use a tablespoon, itsy bitsy style. Put a little more marge in there, yes. These things are outrageous. Now, let me tell you something. These fritters can be an appetizer. They can be a horsey-dorvy. That's like, you know, when you're fancy, you come from Europe, and you have yourself a big party, and you drink champagne, and you have horsey-dorvies. That is how you say it, isn't it?
Pretty much.
All right, horsey-dorvies. Now, saute them up. Woo! Use a hot frying pan. Yes, we made 3 types of fritters. Let me show them to you again. We got our beautiful zucchini fritters with the nice shredded zucchini, and I want to point out that you could use a summer squash, which is kind of yellow. It's very much the same kind of texture. It's absolutely delicious. And I want to point out that on the one... Did I put an onion in with that rice fritter? Anybody remember at home?
We don't know, Bill.
Well, you should have put a medium onion in with the rice fritters. But, you know, look, if you forgot, there's no onion. If you remember, there is. Now you saute these babies up. The rice fritters, I use brown rice and a nice chipotle pepper. It's got a great texture. Wonderful thing to do with leftover rice, brown rice, white rice. I use Tex-Mati rice because it's got a delicious flavor. But you can use, you know, the converted rice or the plain rice, but don't use that instantaneous rice because it's got no character. Yes, now, saute these babies up while we simmer them, and look at it, just look at it. Oh boy, that's a hot pot. Now we'll grab me a paper towel or something. When you do this, don't get that plastic plate in the thing. Oh boy, I'm on fire, oh boy! Woo! Now, when you do this, you're using that nice baking powder, because when you put that baking powder in the water, in the stuff, it kind of gets in the pan and it goes... And it gives them some lift. So don't forget, double acting baking powder. So remember, kiddies, sit yourselves back, get your knives and forks out, because when we come back, you know what we're going to continue to do?
Cook with fire!
All right! I gotta get me the electronic super-powered extra 10x type scanning electron microscope and check this out. I'm sure I forgot. It's not making me cry. It's making you cry?
No.
Oh, he's crying anyway. That's because I stuck the bowl in his face. So, I forgot the onions. Don't you forget them. Boy, look at these things. They are beautiful. Corn, absolutely delicious. You can make it out of fresh corn. It would be about 1.5 cups now. There's something I want to tell you about. Now, let's check it out here. I got me some delicious fritters. Oh, we'll start with the most recent variety. Here are the corn fritters, fresh out of the pan. Knock all this stuff out of the way. Check this out. A beautiful corn fritter. Inside, you got the wonderful whole kernels of corn, and you can see, forgot which hand I'm holding it, you can see that nice piece of red cherry pepper. Absolutely delicious. And then over here, we've got our wonderful zucchini fritters. The texture on these is outrageous. And that Parmesan cheese, you can see the nice strands of zucchini. The Parmesan cheese adds a great flavor. And over here, a wonderful texture, the rice fritter. So, fritter your day away, and remember, if you want the recipe, check this out. All right, these recipes are in Biker Billy's Freeway-A-Fire Cookbook. If you want them, go to bikerbilly.com and sign up for the newsletter so you can order the book when it becomes available. Boy, this stuff is great. Appetizer, hors d'oeuvres, that's right, hors d'oeuvres, or side dish. They're outrageous. Now, we use chipotles. We use anjos, yes, and we use wonderful cherry peppers. So, lots of variety. Remember, 3 important things. Eat hot, ride safe, juggle your chilies with care, and come back next week when we cook with fire. All right!